Jin. When we fight, we face our enemy head on. And when we take their life, we look them in the eye with courage and respect. This is what makes us samurai.
I've always said that you have a good product on your hand when you can look past its flaws and just enjoy yourself. Ghost of Tsushima is that product. The game has many problems, but it ultimately didn't matter, as this is the closest of the 5 nominees that I came to 100% completing. Let me make this clear that I just don't have time to complete games to that degree anymore. In fact, when I first started Ghost of Tsushima, I told myself, only do the main quest and anything that happens to come across your path and no more. And then that quickly turned on to, I can't move on to the next section until I get everything done in the previous one. That being said, let's start with what I didn't like about the game first. Jin Sakai fucking sucks as a protagonist. He delivers his lines with this listlessness that felt like he was falling asleep half the time. And it's a shame because there should be moments in the story when his emotions should be shining through. But they just don't. Even when he's going crazy and murdering people, it just doesn't come off as authentic. It's too bad, as I thought the story was actually pretty interesting. But Jin definitely doesn't make it feel more so than it could be. Speaking of story, the one on display here sees the real-life events of the Mongols invading the Isle of Tsushima. After Jin and the other samurai get completely wiped out, and the Lord of the Island, who's also Jin's father figure, gets kidnapped, it's up to Jin, who barely survives the encounter, to go rescue him. But with the isle completely full of Mongols and them using dirty tactics to win, it's up to Jin to decide whether he's going to resort to those same dirty tactics to free the island and suffer the consequences, or retain his honor and potentially lose everything. I was really hoping that how you chose to fight would alter the course of the story, similar to Sucker Punch's other title, Infamous. But apart from one choice at the end, the result is the same no matter what. And that's a huge shame, as this could have given the game a great replayability aspect, as well as made certain situations more unique. Sneaking around and assassinating definitely makes the game more easy at points. So if you felt the same struggles as Jin later in the game, to the point that you had to abandon your own honor, I feel that would have made a bigger impact. That's not to say I don't like the combat. I really love the combat. Whether you're sneaking around or challenging other people to duels, it's all incredibly fun. Especially when you do showdowns against other enemies, and if executed correctly, you can take down multiple in a row, potentially also freaking out the other enemies and having them abandon the fight. It's all freaking awesome. Though the problem here does come with the AI lacking intelligence. It's very easy to run away, resetting the enemy awareness of you, and especially if you're sneaking, come back to take out a few more enemies before doing it all over again. It's not terrible by any means, but it does manage to take me out of certain encounters. Now, apart from that, a lot of the side content is just busy work. Collect X amount of this, follow foxes, go into hot springs. What quickly starts off as charming immediately becomes tedious. And there are some good side missions, don't get me wrong, but a lot of the times I honestly forgot what I had accomplished or had done. Now, the side characters in the game are very interesting. I never grew overly attached to any of them, but did look forward to seeing what roles they would play and where their individual stories would take them. I do wish the antagonist would have had more screen time in order to truly build him up into this evil presence, but I didn't dislike what they did with him. If anything, I feel if the story had those branching paths depending on how you played, it could have led to some great moments with him as well. If there is one dynamic between characters that I really liked, it's between that of Jin and his father figure, the Lord of the Island. I'm not going to spoil it, but where the story takes them is definitely the highlight of the game, and it can be very emotionally powerful as well. That being said, I also need to mention how beautiful this game is. It is gorgeous to behold. And I think the visuals are a big part of why I was okay going off the path and doing all of the side content. Just because, at the very least, visually, you were gonna be in for a very, very interesting view. So with some really great things, but some things also holding the game back, I ultimately give Ghost of Tsushima a 3.5 out of 5, with a recommendation to play it. It's definitely worth your time, especially if you're into Japanese history. Just know that if you're looking for a game that redefines the genre of what open world is, this is not it. I know, it's not gonna be the most popular of opinions, but I will maintain my honor and stand by my review. That being said, guys, we still have 2 more reviews left. Join me tomorrow, more content on the way. Like always, guys, let me know what you thought about the game in the comments below, and until next time, have a good one.